Welcome, everyone. In this topic, we're going to focus on one of the most important ideas in OD practice, and that is the OD intervention. By the end of this topic, you should be able to explain what an OD intervention is, how it is different from quick fixes or purely task driven change projects, and why OD interventions are guided by values, not just techniques. We'll also discuss how OD interventions can differ by focus, scope, and solution type. And we'll clarify the roles of leaders, OD practitioners, and team members during implementation. Now let's move to our key concept, and that is the OD intervention. An OD intervention is a planned change effort. The word intervention suggests purposeful involvement, such as deliberate action, and it is not accidental change. OD interventions are typically long term and not quick fixes. They deliberately change the status quo to move the organization toward a more effective state. This is different from ad hoc change, where leaders react quickly without diagnosis or participation. It can also be different from purely project driven change, which may focus heavily on timelines and tasks. OD does not ignore structure and discipline, but it highlights stakeholder participation and ownership because long term change depends on people sustaining it. OD is not value neutral. OD interventions reflect values like human dignity, respect for individuals, and the importance of participation. Values shape choices, such as who is involved, how decisions are made, how conflict is handled, and how communication is done. OD also rests on assumptions. One is that feelings matter as much as facts, not because feelings replace evidence, but because emotions influenced behavior and commitment of people in the organization. Another assumption is that group dynamics affect productivity and that people in groups can become more effective than they currently are. OD also believes full participation improves idea quality and commitment. But OD encourages listening to minority concerns and avoiding coercion because minority views sometimes reveal risks or issues the majority missed. OD interventions vary in three key ways. First, they differ by issue focus. Some are problem solving, others are strength focused. How you frame the issue affects participation and energy. Second, interventions differ by scope. Team level change is different from organization wide change. Larger scope adds complexity, more stakeholders, more coordination, and usually more time. Third, they differ by solution type. Some focus on processes, leadership, structure, or culture. And here's a central OD skill: we must distinguish presenting problems, which are symptoms like turnover, conflict, low morale, from root causes, which are deeper conditions like unclear roles, misalignment, and unhealthy norms. If we only treat symptoms, the problem will most likely recur. OD interventions succeed when the roles are clear. The team leader or manager introduces the OD practitioner, clarifies roles, and guides discussions so they stay productive. They encourage participation, where you draw in silent members and prevent personal attacks. They also support execution by assigning responsibilities and resources. The OD practitioner is mainly a facilitator of the change process. They build a psychological contract, as in, you cover what will happen and what will not. They maintain confidentiality or anonymity when promised because trust matters. They help the team identify improvements, create action plans, monitor implementation, and track metrics. They also support institutionalizing improvements so changes become routine and not just temporary. Team members must participate actively. They provide honest feedback, respect confidentiality, help with action planning and measurement, and follow group charters or rules of engagement so the group can work effectively. During implementation, OD practitioners spend much of their time supporting the human side of the change. They facilitate participation and dialogue. They help people discuss real issues constructively. They protect psychological safety so people can speak honestly. They manage group dynamics so conflict doesn't derail the work. They support action planning and follow through because a plan only matters if it leads to real action. They track progress using metrics and feed results back to the team so the team can adjust and learn. They also strengthen adoption and institutionalization. So new practices become routine and part of the identity of the organization. And when the work is complete, they separate well and help celebrate success because recognition reinforces learning and commitment to improvement.